Okay guys, let's get started. So I'm gonna use the HD primer from NYX, and I have to use this because I have very oily lids and this primer is very drying. So I right away go in and make sure that I blend it really well, because if I let it dry, it's gonna get really streaky and it's gonna get patchy, and that's not what I want. But I have to do this. Like I said, I have really oily lids, so some people could just go in with concealer to prime, but I have to do this before I go on with concealer. Going in with this Maybelline concealer. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, which is my top fave drugstore concealer. I'm going all over my lids and I'm making sure that I'm covering up the whole surface so I can have a clean canvas when I go in with my eyeshadows. This is going to make sure that the eyeshadows pop and that they, you know, show and accentuate when I go in later on. Going in with this setting powder by Laura Mercier. Never know how to say this, guys. And I'm going on with my little sponge from Real Techniques. I'm making sure that I'm setting my lids, because if you were to go on top with the eyeshadow without setting your lids, you will have a mess. So this is to have everything mattified to apply the eyeshadows. Then I am going to go in with this Morphe palette, which is my top fave Morphe palette, and I'm going to use that shade as my transition color. You need something that's a little bit darker than your color skin, but nothing too dark, because this is going to be the base for every other eyeshadow that we apply. Then going in with this darker brown, I'm going in kind of like a gradient effect. I'm going to go from inner corner to outer corner, and I'm going to make sure that I saturate my crease really well, because this is going to make sure that your cut crease looks real defined. So I go from inner corner to outer corner until I feel like I'm happy with the consistency. Then going in with this darker brown from the same palette, I'm going to go mostly in the outer corner, and I'm going to slowly push it into the inner corner. But it's mostly concentrated in the outer corner because I'm doing a circular cut crease, and I have to make sure that the darkness is mostly on the outer side of my eye, but that I'm still making sure that everything's blended in together. Now going in with an even darker brown from the same Morphe palette, I'm going to concentrate it on the crease again and do the same thing I did before. And the reason why I go in with so many browns is because I'm setting or preparing my eyes for black. Because even though you see the black mostly, I needed to apply brown to make sure that the blacks blend very well. Now I'm going in with a black eyeshadow. I'm not sure if this was Anastasia's or if this was Makeup Geek's, but you know, any regular degular as black. And I'm just concentrating this in the outer corner. Make sure you put a small amount and slowly blend it into the crease. Don't do it too much, because then it'll look like you have a black eye. And then I'm taking a fluffy brush again, just blending that all out so it looks seamless and you don't see no streaky lines. I had to go in with the powder because I did my foundation before this look. I didn't know I was going to do a glitter look. So I'm doing this so that when I go in with the black and with the glitter, it doesn't stain my under eye area. So this is a good trick if you want to do your foundation first and you want to do glitter. Then you put the setting powder and then you apply everything and then you just clean it off after. Now I'm going in with a second layer of black because I want to make sure that you can really see that black when I go in with the glitter later on. Going in with that brown that we used earlier, I'm going to use a fluffy brush and I'm going to lightly stroke it all over my crease because I want everything to be blended out. I don't want to see any harsh lines. I want it to make it seem like it's just one nice ass blended ass cut crease. So I'm making sure that I'm blending all that over, and I really love how this looks. Like, looking at it right now, I'm like, damn, that was a smart move. So now I'm going to cut my crease using the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, which I love because it's thick. Anything that's thick works really good to cut your crease. So I'm slowly creating that circular shape, and I make sure that I use a flat circular brush because the flatness is going to help you draw out or define that cut crease. Now I'm going in with a setting powder, the same setting powder I was using earlier, and I'm just setting my lids because have you ever opened your eyes when you like cut your crease and you see that you made a huge mess and it doesn't look defined anymore? Well, I'm setting my lids so that I don't mess up my crease with the concealer. Again, I'm going again with the brush that I used to blend the black, no additional product, just blending that in because we don't want to see any signs of the concealer ending. I love this step. I basically just take a really small detail brush and I take a little bit of the same brown I was already using, and I'm just kind of like drawing out or carving out my crease, and this is what really makes the cut crease look on point. So I really like how that came out. Look at that. And I'm taking some of that brown again and I'm just blending it in so that it all looks like a gradient effect. Going in with this eyeshadow from Makeup Geek, it's called Mercury. I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to pat it and slide it and glide it on my lid. The patting motions, it's assuring that it's gonna have the right consistency, it's gonna show, and at the same time the gliding is giving it that kind of metallic-y look that I am loving. So this eyeshadow is like a silver base, so when I go in with the glitter, you know, everything looks real natural. I think this is the best thing to do when you're doing glitters. You need to have like a base like as your eyeshadow, and then when you go on top with the glitter, it doesn't look like, you know, any weirdness is peeking through. Now I'm just repeating my steps. The same brush I used to do the black, I'm going to use it again, no additional product, and then the same brush I used to blend the brown, I'm going to do it again just so that everything looks natural, no streaky lines, no obvious divisions, because that's absolutely the biggest thing that drives me insane, when you can see an actual division from the beginning of your eye to the end. So I'm making sure I'm blending that out, no additional product, just making sure all of that is seamless. Going in with the Nyx Glitter Glue, which is my favorite ever. It's cheap, it's good, it's affordable, it's amazing. So I'm just patting that on with a flat circular brush. The tip of the brush is circular, which is going to help you create that perfect circular cut crease with glitter. So make sure your brush is flat so when you go on with the glitter, it's so much easier to put on. I'm using Fluttered by Rose glitter. I'm going to put them in my bio so you guys can check them out. They always have really amazing sales. I got 15 glitters for $7. That is absolutely insanely amazing. So I'm just patting that onto my lid, and I'm making sure that I am going in small sections because it's going to create the best application. And you see how I'm maintaining that circular shape, but that's just because the brush is circular. So you see how that helped me there. So I'm just patting it on little by little, and that glue is popping. Like, it works like magic, and it's so affordable. Now I'm adding a little bit of the Nyx Silver Glitter because this one's a little bit more holographic. That's how you say it. You don't have to do this. This is just me being extra because that's just how I am. So I'm adding that just mostly in the center part of my eye. Now I'm taking the blending brush that I was using from the beginning, and I am just blending out everything so it looks seamless. It doesn't look obvious that I have a division or I have any glitters left on my crease. Just cleaning that all out. Now I'm cleaning off that powder, making sure that I clean it off because it has a bunch of glitter and black left on it. So thank God I did this, because imagine that would have been all of my foundation. I would have been super tight. So thank God. Going in with Last Dream lashes in the style Daydream. I love this brand. I always wear them. I'm obsessed with them. You can use my code KARDASH and you can get some money off. And then I'm going to apply them with some tweezers because that's the only way that I can do it. And I'm using my dual glue in the dark shade, the black shade, because you know I'm feeling that glue today. I changed from the clear to the black sometimes. So then I'm gonna do some gel liner using my Maybelline gel liner, and I think this is the best method for me because it lasts a lot longer and it looks a lot darker. And I'm gonna apply the same shades I used earlier, which is the browns, and then I'm gonna go to the darker browns, and then I'm gonna go to the black, and I'm gonna use a small fluffy brush to do the browns. And then when I get to the black, I use a more tighter, more dense brush because I don't want to look messy. Do not use a fluffy brush when you're using black because you're gonna look like you got punched in the eye. So that is it for my look, guys. I hope you guys enjoy, learn something new, and I hope to see you guys again. Bye.